All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Hey everyone. Hey everyone. I'm Justin Nightinger, and I'm going to be your dungeon master tonight for this hard R-rated campaign in my homebrew world of Pernalt. Before we go any further, I want to make sure that we know everybody else that's on the screen with us tonight. We always go in alphabetical order because that's how we do it, and I don't want to change. So right now we're going to start off with Casey.
Hi everybody, I'm Casey Boyd. I'm playing Byron Bancroft, your silver-tongued bard.
Hey everyone, I'm CJ. I get to play the Alfolk Soar, who gets to relive a fantasy of being able to fly.
Wait, can we just stop 1 second and show the full outfit that you're in right now?
Give us a look. Wow.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know how many more surprise outfits you have planned, but I don't think that any of us were ready for this one.
It's got the old phones and then cassette tapes on it.
I was not, but you get inspiration for just whatever we're going to classify that as.
All right, and that's what $900 gets you.
Oh,
all right, Emily.
I am Emily, playing Clem, your badass blacksmith warlock. And I wish I could say that I have something else that's witty to say today, but I do not.
I am Lisa, and I am playing Nyx, the reborn ghostly cleric who can float at all times, but only when it doesn't matter for the sake of playing the game, just in my head.
Correct.
And then there was
Rob. Rob, you're
sorry.
up.
Sorry. So I am Rob. I am playing your angry orc of peace.
Makes sense. All right, so as always, for those of you who are new, I'm going to tell you what we're doing here. We are playing D&D 5e with a few homebrew rules added in. We are using D&D Beyond, so if you go to the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to see some cool stuff about RPCs. Lastly, in the middle, we have a whole bunch of awesomeness that is Tailspire. We're not affiliated with them at all, but we love their product. It really, really makes playing not in the same room an absolute blast. Does any PCs have any questions before I go into a recap?
Nope.
Hi, chat. Hi, alligator. Hi, hot breadstick. Love you.
Yes, all those things. But last time, the group killed some zombie bug things. And after that, Uli, their friend from the Bronze Mall, comes back and gets them. They have a job in the city. And then the group talks to Cavaldis, and he gets them some swag bags. Cinnamon gets back to the Tiefling's touch, and the group ends up seeing Carmax, their ex-wife, being killed. That is a really, really condensed down version, but you'll catch along here soon with what's happening as we start. Last week, we gave out inspiration to 1X Evasive for getting us, well, actually, mostly Casey, to get our Discord out there for everyone. If you haven't already, go ahead and jump on to our Discord so you can share in all our nonsensicalness all week instead of just on Tuesday. If somebody has a chance, if they could just throw that link into the chat, that'd be super awesome. Back to inspiration. 1X Evasive, I don't know if he's here or they're here, I should say. If they're here, awesome. They can either give me advantage or disadvantage, or they could give the PCs advantage whenever they want. And at the end, CJ is going to be picking our next advantage for the following week. So, everybody all good?
All good.
Yep.
All right. We are going to start with a little bit of a flashback. I was a little impatient, and I pushed us all through the rest period that everyone had. I want to give everybody a chance if they wanted to talk about a little bit about their downtime, and then because Emily and CJ were not able to be here last week, I wanted to see if they had anything they wanted to do during their downtime. So I'm going to start with Casey. I know that you did some stuff in your downtime that I rudely skipped over.
Yeah, so just during the whole rest period, Byron's going to sit down. It's rare for him to be in the Tiefling's Touch and not have somebody with him. So he's going to take a moment to sit down and set out some charcoal and incense and herbs around him. And he pulls out a small brass inlaid brazier that has symbols of owls floating around the top rim of it. And he's just going to kind of light that and sit down and kneel in front of it, setting the incense and herbs and kind of letting all the charcoal smolder. And he's going to speak aloud the incantation, which kind of has a loose coalescence of arcane energy that kind of flows around him, and it like rematerializes into a shape on his arm, which is a small gray pygmy owl. And kind of while all that smoke is still entranced and smoldering around him, he's just going to have that fey beast in front of him materialize, and he's just going to look at it and say, "Hello, old friend. I missed you, Athena." And he's going to kind of run his hand down the back of her scruff, and then he's going to lightly stow her in a small pocket. As she is a pygmy owl, she's about the size of a Nerf football. He's going to store her in a pocket that he holds upright at his chest for the moment to move around inconspicuously. And he'll take out some bread and hand it to her. And other than that, he's going to go join everybody for breakfast.
Okay. And then we cut to CJ. Is there anything you wanted to do, CJ, in your downtime?
Yeah. So as I kind of woke up from my long rest, he would kind of go to Byron and sort of ask back for the Prowler drone, because he's very, yeah, I remembered.
How
Because
does he know? He was unconscious.
I just know it was missing. How weird. So he Sora is very interested in the way magic works. He's very interested in the lore of the land, stuff along those, and he's basically going to spend time tinkering, finding out more about this Prowler drone. Maybe if there's a way he could reverse engineer the magical camera tape that he could like pull out and extract and see what happened to the other adventurers or something along those lines.
Give me a Arcana check.
That is a 22.
Oh shit! I wasn't ready for that. So, with the 22, you are looking at this drone, and you take it and turn it around in your hands, and you start picking apart the mirror, and you can see it appears to be some sort of very, very advanced version of scrying that has been attached to this. And you also find in it a little tiny crystal battery.
Okay.
Are you doing this in front of me?
I wouldn't necessarily take it out immediately and then start working on it. He would kind of go away.
Just turns his back.
Yeah. I would kind of go away at another table.
Okay.
So I don't like do whatever you're doing. I mean, if you were, I would be, I guess, in your vicinity if you see it. But I'm not like trying to like hide, like, oh no, my precious, stuff like that.
Okay.
So
when Byron hands over the drone to you, or whatever this flying monstrosity is to him, he would just say, I would be careful while you were out. The gentleman that expressed interest in that, he seems extremely dangerous. Just in case we part ways.
It's fine. I probably shouldn't have to worry about that anyways.
Just for everyone's knowledge, I kind of just glossed over it, but that little crystal, you would know that is something that Prowler has come up with, and it is little tiny crystals that help power magic-based things, whether it's an enchantment to make your sign look like a neon light, or people have been wearing it in their clothes, like younger people have been wearing it, like you're going to the club, you'd wear something that's got like a yellow light that goes up the side, or on the back it'll make like a dancing something. And these are powered by these little crystal batteries that Prowler has been able to harness magic into. Yes.
Do they seem like they are magical in nature, that they would allow for the storage of, say, a divination purpose, like scrying or something, that they store the data inside of the crystal itself?
Why don't you, if he shows you, you could give me, you're probably going to need a higher roll to know how that works. I know he rolled rather high, but this is newer technology.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll give
I
it a
would,
shot, but I got a 19, but
Yeah.
I mean,
You would know the same thing that he does.
okay.
I'm kind of having a. So it's like a battery that just stores magic, but does it hold specific spells, like a spell scroll?
So kind of, yeah. So for example, like with the clothing, right? Like this would be kind of not prestidigitation, but why can't I think of the other one? The one that makes like noises and stuff.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. So like it would be like a controlled thaumaturgy that is constantly pumping through like a yellow light, or it is making a cat dance across somebody's back. Think of it kind of like LED lighting in that aspect, but it's been around since a little bit before the first influx of zombies, and it has been used in all kinds of different things. You guys would be relatively aware of what it is, although you probably don't know how it works because it's kind of kept close to the vest.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so I probably shouldn't let him know that I have it. Got it.
Well, no, you can get them, but
Okay.
you don't. It's not necessarily that you would know how the item itself works. Okay.
Sounds good.
Lisa, you want to do anything?
Nope.
Emily, I skipped over you. You want to do anything?
Maybe.
Maybe.
If I am allowed to do it.
Of course. Oh, well, it depends. I don't with that tone.
How far is my forge from Tiefling's Touch?
It's not too far. Probably like a 15-minute walk.
So I could head over there for my break potentially.
Sure. You had many hours.
Is there anything that I could do to all those short swords that I collected to like beef them up or make them more special? Wink, wink.
So it would, you can, but it's going to cost money and time. So if you decide on something that you want to do, we can reference a very wonderful chart that's probably, I believe, in the Dungeon Master's Guide that says how much time, energy, and resources it takes to make super special stuff.
I will come back to that then.
Fair.
When I have more time to plan ahead accordingly. But I will at least drop off those short swords there so that I'm not like carrying them around.
Sure.
Because I think I have like I have them marked down, but I think I have like 4 to 6 short swords on my person right now.
You do.
Don't even use.
Stealthing would be terrible for you. It would just be like clink, 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 clink. But yeah, and if you get to that table and you're like, oh, I could do this in 45 minutes, we can retcon it and throw it in there. But I think it's many days.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'll have other opportunities to do that. So for now, I'll just drop them off with plans to work on them later. And Clem will probably just like hang out there since, you know, that's where she's used to spending her whole day. She enjoys the environment. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Kind of calm herself down after all the chaos and stuff.
Awesome.
That's it.
Okay. So you are there tinkering a little bit. And then Rob, is there anything that you wanted to do to bring us home?
It's over the span of a night, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a night and like part of the morning.
Okay. Casper would. It was a big day for him, so he's going to just kind of relax, do his own version of like a bubble bath. You know, he's gonna light his incense that he gets from his pack, and pop open his religious tome, and just familiarize himself with the verses and the teachings that he already knows so well. While the air is very aromatic in his room. I'm assuming we have a room at this place over the night.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you guys all got your own little separate rooms.
if you guys go into the hallway that Casper is his room is in, you'll smell some exotic spices for sure.
Okay, nice. So we fast forward back to where you guys were at. And we left you guys off. There was 6 of you because Carmax came with you. You guys were like, look, we'll go get it, but we're not bringing this dog back. You're going to have to get that shit yourself. So you get there and you start flexing in front of the building because the door was open. You do like a superhero-esque pose.
Oh, we're literally flexing.
Yeah. I mean, it was... Yeah.
I do remember hearing that from my playback.
It's only been a week, but I'm like, I have a vague memory of us posing, but I can't remember what was canon, what was us just fucking around.
Nope. Regardless, you guys were definitely posing. There's a guy walked by and is like, you guys are fucking weird. I don't understand what's happening over there. But then Byron gets up and releases Athena into the house. Oh man, I'm gonna sneeze. Right. So the Athena flies into the house, sees stuff, normal house stuff in there, and then goes into a room, and there is, for lack of a better word, plastic sheeting everywhere, and you see a woman who has been cut open. And as that happens, Byron, you can see through Athena's eyes, right?
I can. So when I release her, I would grab on to whomever is next to me, their shoulder, because I go deaf and blind when I'm in her. And so I would just say, if you guys need me, shake me. And I'll put my hand on, I don't know, Nyx's shoulder, I guess, next to me. And I go blank.
Okay. So as you see this scene unfolding before you, you feel a hand snatch you out of the air, and you see in front of you, it is a grizzled human man's face. It's but underneath a black cloak. You can kind of see a little bit of his features, but it snatches at Athena, and he looks directly into Athena, but you can tell that he's looking at you, Byron, and he goes, I see that you've decided to join the fun. Look over my work. When you're done, realize that the path to enlightenment is slick with the blood of innocence. Not yet, but in the future, perhaps, we can be friends. And he lets go of your familiar, and you see him wink as just there is a pressure that hits your chest, and he disappears.
We found serial killer.
What?
You cut out there.
Quite a bit there.
She's excited.
She said we found the silver.
Yeah.
A serial killer.
Possibly.
What happened?
Well,
So-
we've only found one corpse of his so far, so maybe he's maybe
Let a
right
girl
now he's
dream.
just a killer.
As I'm leaning on and Athena is seeing all of this, I will just repeat it. Like as it's happening in front of me, I'll just start saying what's happening.
Okay.
Is Athena like in pain? Do you get the sense that she's in danger from this guy's grasp?
He wasn't holding her tightly. He was just grabbing on to make sure whoever was on the other end was receiving the message.
Okay. And he just disappears. Is there any chance, can Byron try to figure out how he's disappearing? I mean, is it like a shadow step or misty step, or, kind of get an idea of what his skill level may be like?
Am I allowed to know that kind of thing, or would I recognize the magic and all?
Yeah, I mean, you can try. I guess you'd have to do like an Arcana, eh?
14.
All right. With a 14, you are not 100% sure. You don't know whether it's a misty step or if he dimension doored out. But you do know that it wasn't like God plucked him off the face of the earth. Like he clearly did some sort of magic and he's no longer there. Like he teleported away.
Okay. Do we have a now that Athena's free, can she look around to see if there's a dog around?
What about the corpse?
Well,
Is there
I mean,
a corpse of a dead woman? Is there a corpse of multiple dead women?
we
Or
we
will the
were we
corpse
were
make us money.
yeah, we were
I
sent
don't-
for a dog.
You're gonna say we were sent there to find a dog, and I don't give a shit. All right, I want to know how many dead ladies are in this house.
I need to know that Puppers is okay.
Yeah.
Fine, or whatever, or maybe he's not. Whatever.
What does the paladin have to say?
As I'm
Is he just
yeah. I come out of it and Casper's just gone. Is that what? He's already through the door.
I mean,
What happened?
save the
Yes,
woman,
went ahead.
save the world?
Mhm.
he's definitely concerned, but so okay, is just going into the house not an option at this point, or what?
Well,
Yeah, it certainly is. Everybody was standing outside because the door was open and they were just making sure that there wasn't going to be attacked.
so the description of her being vivisected, was that like, did we witness that or did
No, so
okay.
So it is it is a female creature that has been held up by something and has been cut into.
Okay. Byron will think telepathically to Athena to, find him, and then he'll release and he'll be present with you guys.
Okay. And Athena finds the dog because as soon as that guy leaves, you can hear a dog barking in the backyard.
So we don't even need to actually go inside the house.
Can fly
Yeah.
over the house.
But you don't want to.
Should we get the?
Do we have a
police, the-
board with
guard?
like? Do we have a board with like different music versus us being on the Tiefling Touch? We may not,
You-
but
I was in the market. I didn't have a board for this because I didn't know
Okay.
how long you guys were going to be here, but I can put different
That's
music
fair.
on.
I'm just listening to music in ours,
It's
and
like-
it's like the
Yeah, this
It's
like
the-
gentle.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
super happy music.
Yeah.
It's super chill. Yeah.
And
Um,
let serial killers have whatever music they want to have, you guys.
Yeah, here I can get some atmosphere music, but this isn't. I couldn't find a building and didn't have time to build it. So
Do we? So this is Carmax's ex-wife, right?
yes.
Yeah.
yes,
So
Well,
she got
you
the
would
house
think.
and the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This does not seem like this is justice. Give the man. the
Well, she also got the
That's why we're here.
vivisection. So.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, that's kind of a rough trade-off when you put it like that. Yeah. All right, can we see around the house itself, what does the actual backyard look like? Is it fenced off? Is it just open? What are we looking at?
sure. So this house, I guess I should take a step back and describe it. It is a modest house. It's a ranch style house, so only one floor, but there is a fenced in backyard. It has moderately tended grass. It's probably a little bit higher than you would like to see in this type of neighborhood. The house is just a regular house with a couple windows in the front. It has a big red door in the front. That's the door, and it's got a regular thatch roof.
Okay, is there like a gate? Can I just hop the fence?
You can try to hop the fence, or you can open the gate. It's not locked.
Okay. How do we feel about just going straight for the dog versus exploring inside?
How long ago was the person in the house? Do you know that?
Seconds? I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
just
Okay.
in here.
it just happened.
All right. Casper's going to swing his maul at the front door.
Oh, it's an open front door, bud. As we
No.
approached, it is open, which is why we sent Athena in.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Then I'm going to go in the door with the force of a +1 maul.
Mall first. Mall
Yes.
first entry.
Uh,
The door explodes.
Okay. Okay, and then just search the house to see. Maybe check on the vivisected person first if we can find that.
Nix will
Sure.
follow in after. She'll follow in after Casper. Not terribly squeamish about it, but trying to kind of avoid the obvious chunks of corpse. I don't know how
Sure.
chunky this body is, or if it's more like Black Dahlia style, where it's just in like 2 pieces.
No. This is as you walk in. Like I said, there's like a plasticky stuff everywhere. There is blood on the floor, and the what used to be a woman before you. It looks like somebody was dissecting a frog in high school. So they have a cut down the middle, and their skin is peeled back, but it's also like stuck up. Like it's in you're in a horror movie where it's holding it open, so it's not like on the flesh. And you can see that they were taking their time. Actually, give me a medicine check. I guess I should
would
get your
love
roll.
to. Yeah. Are there any is this like there's some like missing organs or something? I got an 11.
Can I help with that? Can I give
Yeah.
her
You
advantage?
certainly can, which gives her advantage.
Approach the body somewhat cautiously, like not really trying to touch it, but then kind of like realizing that things are a little bit more moved around than they should be. She kind of, her brows will crinkle. Just wait a moment. 16. Does that do anything for me?
Yeah. So you see that whoever did this had the skill of a surgeon. The cuts are very clean. It does not seem that any organs are removed, but it does look like certain organs were poked and prodded. Like you find her liver and it has small little cuts in it. You see that her lungs, while they're still kind of where they should be, one of the lobes is out farther than it would be, like on whatever. I didn't go to anatomy school, so whatever is right below the lungs, that would be under the lung instead of being like where the lung is supposed to be. Does that make sense?
It does, and I'm curious if the markings that we're seeing on this body, with the house that we had previously come in out of the catacombs, and we had kind of found that like would-be necromancer's lair with the still beating heart. Does this look like similar handiwork? Is it just as like precise?
It is very, very precise. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me an investigation roll.
Okie dokie. 21.
Yeah, I mean, you would imagine that the person who did the necromancy house could have easily done the things that you see here.
Can I make a religion check to see if this is ringing any specific religion bells?
Of course you can.
Okay.
And can I get a quick read on kind of where everyone else is? Did everyone else
12.
follow us in, or are y'all hanging out on the exterior?
Yeah. Sora kind of walked in and saw there was a huge mess and was kind of curious by it, but he just turned towards Rob and says, I don't think you could heal that one. Or towards
Probably
Casper.
not. Probably not, but we can make sure she has a proper burial, at least.
So with a 12, I think you said, Casper,
Yep.
This does not have the feeling of anything religious. Just the general feel that you get is that this is something almost scientific. And with that, get a perception check all around.
Even if we're not in the building.
Well, if you're not in the building, then no.
I would like to be listening for a dog outside to see if I can hear it at all.
Oh yeah, you
in the
definitely
back.
hear a dog. What'd you get, Casper? 18? 18?
Also an 18. Hey!
Hey!
Anybody else?
13.
13? Right.
Why
So
am I not surprised that Emily's are so like, I'm getting that dog?
Yeah, we haven't even checked that Carmax will be a good pet owner. I'm just saying. We've already discussed that my entire goal for this campaign is for us to have as many campaign pets as possible, and we have encountered our first animal. I'm just saying.
I mean, here's
she's
what
by
I'll say.
herself. she killed Carmax.
I don't know that
Would
any of us
never.
would care about you keeping the dog. I mean, maybe somebody would. I don't know everyone's characters that well yet. I don't think that anybody would care if you wanted to keep the dog. I think that any money we would make off of returning the dog would be like
No.
Clem's fork it over.
Sor
I
would
would want the money more, but
Sor would definitely be down for. Oh my god, this is the rogue in CJ. Sor would definitely be down for returning the dog for the money and then kidnapping the dog
Yes.
after.
How did I
I
know?
mean,
I sensed
look
in
who
my
you're talking
bones. I was
to
like,
right now.
he's gonna try to steal
it
the dog.
is
I-
the perfect
dog,
plan.
Can I
The
just
dog's value lies in the person.
Listen, all we have to do is convince everyone else that Carmax is a bad dog owner, and it's in the dog's best interests that we take him back.
I'm
I
just
like
gonna
what Casper said.
I'm just gonna throw
He
this
just
out
is
there.
that owner.
We have a sorcerer that just constantly miscasts random spells. The minute we hit level 5, that all animals with us are toast.
Oh no!
Nope.
Just stay 20 feet away from me.
Nope.
We exclusively need wild magic immune. pets.
All animals will be carried on Clem's chest in a baby Bjorn, so they won't have to worry about anything.
You say that now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm ready. But yes,
Okay.
okay. Is the dog in the back?
The dog is in the back.
Okay, well
it
they're
is-
inside. I'm gonna go find it.
Okay.
Clem wants
So
bad.
you go around the corner and open up the fence. It's one of those like slatted fence where everything's like this. You can't really see through it. And as you get there, you see a little nose in between the. It's
Cool.
not like the entire nose, but just like the end, a little black nub of nose pushing up the fence, and you hear.
And I forgot. Did we establish that there was a gate?
There is a gate. It is not locked. We did it. That was canon.
I am going to head right in and play with a dog that I would like to ask you to describe in it a lot of detail, please.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you
Here we
open the
go.
gate, and before you is this dog, and we cut back to the group, and they are going through the entire through the entire house. And
First, I can't get a magic item. Now I can't even get a description of a cute dog.
just,
I mean,
It's fine.
I
you should be happy
promise
that
you,
didn't
you'll be
say,
okay.
like, I thought you were just gonna be like, roll for initiative. It's a guard dog.
Okay, so you guys are tearing apart the house of Carmax's wife, which, by the way, he is out. He doesn't understand what's going on. He's over by Clem, and he's like, "What's going on in there? I don't understand." But
No.
we'll get back to that in a second. Inside, you find 5 gold. You find a razor blade, and you find a little baggie with some red crystals in it. In the room, you also find a set of notes, and in this set of notes, it's got all kinds of doctory stuff that Nix, you might understand the verbiage that's being used. It's talking about cutting open the lobe of this, or slicing off a piece of that. But you also see on the bottom it says this appears to be the most complete sample yet. So we cut back to someone who has just opened up the gate to see a dog. This is the most perfect golden retriever that you've ever seen in your life. And Carmax runs around the corner and goes, "Lilo, what are you doing?"
Stop it! You cannot name it after my own dog. Name this dog.
Number one way.
Do not bring that dog with us. You do not want Lilo to die in game. That's gonna be a bad time,
I do
Emily.
So bad. I do so bad. I need this. I need this today.
The dog starts nuzzling you, and it seems to be very fond of you. And Carmax is like, I don't understand. She's usually just doesn't like other people.
So how much do we get for finding her for you?
I don't remember. That was like 5 episodes ago.
Pretty sure it was
I think it was like
100 gold
1,000 gold.
each.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
100 gold, that sounds, you know,
Nope.
I mean, if you
realistic.
can't pay it, then we have to repossess the dog.
I mean,
Gonna hide it
So
again.
I told him I would pick up his dog if he plied the other people with drinks.
oh, we're not
Oh,
even
that's
getting
right.
money out of this?
Nope, we're getting story and lore.
Fucking serious. We're doing favors.
Sorry,
to
guys.
nobody.
Dang it, Casey.
This is
Ah.
true.
Your good character
I-
development.
Byron.
Don't do it.
Carmax isn't taking her anywhere right now, is he? No.
No, he's just standing there, almost like he's waiting for a response from you, like trying to see what's happening.
Punch
The
him in
dog
face
is
and
just-
shake the dog.
The dog is just super happy.
He's Byron's
there-
friend. He's not your friend. You have no loyalty to him.
Is there a leash nearby or something I can use? I have rope if there's not.
No, there is a leash. It is a old school like braided leather leash.
I'm putting the dog on a leash so that he can't take her away until we sort out this Dexter situation. And
Um,
I'm holding the leash. He cannot. We're not done investigating yet.
Miss, what are you doing to my dog?
Just keeping an eye on her so she doesn't run through the gate and run away. It's fine. It's fine.
I can help if you need to go inside. I can just hold and take her back to the tiefling's touch.
You know what? If we need to find anything of use, her nose might be helpful. So it's fine. I'll just keep an eye on her for now. It's fine. We're just staying in this area.
Give me a deception check.
I would just
Not a
like to
persuasion check. That's fine.
Well, you're not
I
trying
would
to
just like
persuade him.
very casually point out that this is a guy who said he wasn't going to go to the house, which is why we had to bring the dog back to the brothel. Shows up right at the same time when his ex-wife is brutally murdered and makes no comments about it. And as soon as he sees you with the dog, he's just like, "Oh, what's going on? That dog's not very friendly." Maybe because the dog doesn't fucking like him.
Yeah.
Maybe
which is
because
why-
he's there for other reasons. I'm just saying. J'accuse.
That would be a
Casual-
17 for deception.
Byron invited him along. Remember,
Yeah, 'cause
I
you guys-
said
Byron, why did you do that?
so
He's
we didn't
lame.
have
He's
to
not
go
gonna
back
pay
to
us
the Tiefling
anything.
Touch. This place was on the way to see Eldath's guild. That's the whole point of.
Don't come at me with your story-related reasons.
I
J'accuse.
just
J'accuse him.
So with a 17, he's like, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. While I'm standing in this backyard with Carmax and the dog, do I notice anything related to the dead stuff that was inside? You know, the stuff, the
murder?
lady chunks.
The lady chunks. There, if you want to give me you don't even have to give me a perception to be a waste of a roll. There are no lady chunks out here. There is a
Okay.
little bit of dog poop, but you would expect that with a dog being in the backyard.
Yeah. of course.
While all this is going on, Sora is going to start casting Detect Magic as a ritual. So he'll kind of just sit down where he is, take a pose, and then just start, I guess, his ritual.
Okay. So he's sitting over in the corner, or doing whatever he's doing, wherever he's doing it, and he is starting to detect magic. Does anybody else want to do anything?
So okay, were the notes just for the guy, like just like he's just recording
Yep.
what he's doing for himself?
Looking through them, you wouldn't even need much of a medical background to know that he is documenting what he's doing. It's, first incision was here, second incision was here. At this point, she passed out, that kind of stuff.
Like to do a bit more of an inspection on the notes and see if they are. I mean, it didn't. I guess he kind of left in a hurry. It seems weird that he would have left the notes behind, but are they specifically just for this body, or is there an indication of. Is this like a collection for multiple different corpses?
From what you can tell, this is just from this body.
Okay. Is that this seems to be the most complete specimen yet? I don't like that one, but is that no.
Byron.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Did you get a good look at the person?
Damn.
You saw him, like if you saw him in the streets, you could probably point him out, but to be able to draw his face like a sketch artist, you probably wouldn't be able to do it. You didn't get that good of a look, simply because of the fact that he was wearing a hood and it was covering part of his face.
I am going to wave my hand in front of my face and use disguise self to turn into as much of a replication as I can of him. That
gets inspiration. Good use of a spell.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys see a human. They have some scars across their face, like Wolverine type scars, like three claw marks down their face. And you can't see like from the nose down the right side of his face because that was obscured by the hood. But you could see that he's got deep blue eyes. And those scars, those are the big standout things.
The big burly dude?
Nope, just like a normal sized person. So we'll say like 5'11".
Byron kind of looks at all of you guys and says, so this is kind of a thing I picked up. Clem was kind of showing me what she did, and I was trying to imitate her, and I guess somehow whatever magic she knows, I kind of leeched onto. Anyway, figured out this little thing, this little doohickey, and it really started helping me out with my business, and, acquisitions, gathering and acquiring. And, so, I learned how to do this kind of thing. And he drops the spell and just says, so,
Well, wait, Nix, can you write down just every detail that we can of this person while we have them in front of us?
My gosh, that is such a good question if Nix is literate.
Clem
Oh my gosh.
Let's say yes for the sake of convenience.
Okay, so I would have walked in the back after I convinced Carmax that the dog had to stay with me, so I would have been here for this whole Byron changing thing, and when he changed into this guy, I would have taken one look and then disguised self as the same person and done finger guns like,
As you can see, once I figured this out, or accidentally did it, then she figured out real quick.
Did you bring the dog in there with you?
Yeah.
It starts to
no.
cry.
Oh no.
It's like, and then it turns and starts growling at Carmax.
Did he kill the wife?
Wait, really?
Well.
All right.
Well.
Carmax in it. Wait, okay. Sorry. Did Carmax follow?
Yeah, Carmax is following you guys. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing.
Well, is he in the room with the dead wife right now?
He is walking around the corner, and the dog comes back and starts growling at him.
I have an important question.
Okay.
Can one use disguise self to present themselves as a dead body? Or does it have to be like a living, not vivisected body?
I don't think you can have.
Say?
Yeah, I say let's go read the.
That's. I don't
you make
think that's in
yourself,
my
including your
different.
clothing, armor, weapons, and belonging to the other person, look different.
It just says you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of
You
limbs.
can. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't look like a zombie, but like you'd be alive.
It's okay. No, the context is, could I would like to make myself look like the dead version of his ex-wife that's in there, so I can like try and freak him out and say, "What did you do?" and see if he'll like just pee himself and confess because he's kind of a baby.
0 to 100 real quick.
I'm gonna in the spirit of yes and I'm going to allow that.
Listen, see, Hot Breadstick says this is an incredible idea. Okay, incredible.
Well, if Hot Breadstick said it, I mean,
Listen.
that's our DM now. I don't know what to tell you. He's just coming
yeah.
and making the rules.
So, tell me what you're trying to do so that I can poorly react.
I would like to add on just real quick. If Carmax looks like he's going to run away, Casper's going to try and stop him.
Shut the door as I sit there
with his body.
Okay, so let me lay out the scene for you here. You were all in the house. Clem, you have just walked into the area where we'll call it the murder room. Carmax is behind you. Everyone else is in the room doing stuff in the room. Lilo has turned around and is now growling at Carmax.
Is Carmax just confused?
Well, Carmax doesn't know what's happened yet, really, because I don't think you guys told him that his ex-wife was murdered, did you?
Well, I assume he sees the same corpse that we do, and he would identify her more than any of us would.
Sure, he just hasn't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay, not in the same room.
Because he's following Clem. Clem walked in the room. The dog walked in the room. Saw the ex-wife, whimpered, and then turned around and started to snarl at Carmax.
Guys, I'm just saying, that is one smart dog. Just throwing it out there. Before I guess I could have some sense of sanity before I turn into his dead ex-wife. Can I tell, like, can I get a read on him coming into the house?
Okay, so you're trying to understand what his take is on all this? Is that what you're trying to do?
Like, I want to know why the dog is growling at him. Like, what is his reaction to this? You know what I mean?
Do you have speak with animal?
No, of course I don't have speak with animal.
Well, that would have helped.
I didn't think we would run into animals this easily, Justin.
You just told me I want every animal in the game.
But I didn't think that we would be given that opportunity.
So,
but like, is he like
if you give me a perception check.
Have 10 minutes gone by?
Yes.
Okay. Do I detect any magic with my ritual?
Yes, you do.
Oh.
You detect some magic in the crystals in the bag.
Okay.
What kind of magic?
Yeah. What's
Necromantic.
Interesting.
I perceive nothing.
Right.
You perceive nothing?
I perceive nothing.
Are you gonna turn into his dead ex-wife?
I'm going to hold off. I'm not saying I'm not going to turn into his dead ex-wife, but I might wait for his reaction once he walks further in and sees what's going on.
He, Lilo is growling now at him, and he's like, whoa, I don't, what's going on? And then he looks around the corner, and he's like, holy fuck, and he drops to the ground.
At this point, she would approach him and try to block at least his view of it.
He's reverse crab walking away from the scene. Like, he dropped over and he has his hands behind him, like some scary movie like The Conjuring or some shit like that, where he's walking backwards except for his head's on straight.
Is there any kind of door separating him from the room where the body is?
You could close the door if you wanted to. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna thaumaturgy and just kind of like snap that door shut to at least block his view of it, and just kind of drop down to his level and just say, "It's okay. It's okay.
I don't. What happened? I don't.
We're
Shula.
not sure yet.
That's his wife's name. Shula. Oh,
Sheila.
Was that her? Did you recognize her?
she, I don't. What did she do?
Well, we're not sure. It's okay. She's kind of got a hand on his knee. She's trying to kind of keep a calming presence. I think Nyx has had enough experience with sudden death that this is. She at least has enough social awareness to recognize like the horror of what he's dealing with and kind of wanted to try to protect him from seeing it. But that's too late. So, so we think that she may have just passed, but do you have any idea of who may have wanted to do this to her?
I mean, I don't.
Okay.
She didn't
I know
deserve
this is
this.
a shock. I know.
She didn't. Oh God, I called her a bitch the last time I saw her. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's a mistake that you'll have to live with forever now. But one thing that you can do is help her further by trying to help us figure out who might have done this. Do you have any idea of was there anything special about her? At this point, she's kind of got the pages, that notebook from Gorebox, and now the notes from this guy here. And she's got her hand on those. It's just like, was there anything unique about her in particular?
I don't. When we separated, she started doing drugs, but that's all that I know of.
Was she just a regular human? Was there anything unique about her blood?
I don't think so. Look.
It's okay.
I am a sex worker. I'm not really a doctor. Like, if I could be a doctor, I probably wouldn't work at the Tiefling Touch.
You were also her husband.
Well, we used to be.
Why'd your marriage fall apart?
It's a very long story.
I'm
didn't-
sure it is.
She didn't like my job choice.
Take into that
okay.
fucking bag of red crystals.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna be doing. Is I was gonna actually go to check
Yeah.
out the
I'm
crystals.
gonna distract his ass. Let's get into this tragedy. Nyx is just gonna
What?
hang out to
Yeah,
Carmax and
Aren't you in a separate
keep him
room?
occupied.
Yes, she is. Nyx is in
Yeah.
a separate room, and
Okay.
the other four of you and the dog, unless Clem and Lilo are in the room with Carmax, everybody else would be in the murder room.
So
Nope.
what is the dog doing right now?
Yeah.
Is it still barking?
It is now sad. It is whimpering and wanting to go up to the dead woman.
And CJ did not detect magic on Carmax.
The Carmax is the guy. Shula is the
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was
on
no
either.
magic on either of them, was there? The only magic I detected within a 30-foot radius would be just the crystals.
Necromancy.
In my hour.
Sure.
records.
Yeah.
It was the crystals, but as you turn around, the chains start to move. Or not the chains, like the restraints from the body start to move as the head snaps back up and looks directly at you.
What the?
What?
Good luck, losers. I'm out of here.
Okay, ready
Carmax,
my
fire out
ball.
the door.
Yeah.
What magic?
I
What magic is he
immediate.
detecting.
Also, necromantic energy. It's the same type of energy you saw in the drugs.
Out of nowhere?
The drugs are turning
nowhere.
people into zombies. Zombie drug.
So like, as in, the body snapped back together and is getting up.
No, it is the chest is still open. The head was kind of like hanging to the
okay.
down, and it just snapped up and looked at you, and it starts to pull on the restraints.
Oh, I firebolted it. I ain't playing that game.
Give me an attack roll.
I already did 24 to hit.
Oh man. So
I'm sorry, Casper.
It
scared me.
He's like, nope, fireball.
I'm just like,
Done.
oh look,
Yeah,
Chris.
I'm
Oh
just-
God.
The situation is out of my hands. I'm just along for the ride.
Lilo looks on as just in horror as this blistering heat comes off of Soar's hands and just starts to melt Shula. And
I'd cover her eyes for this.
you
know,
cover
just
her
to-
eyes, and she puts her head down and she covers her eyes.
You're giving my dog so much more credit than she deserves in all of these scenarios.
But
This isn't your dog. This is Lilo in the game dog.
completely
It has
different.
nothing to do with your dog, Emily.
So, but as this firebolt starts to melt this zombie, you can still see its arms twitching for a couple more seconds before it goes limp again.
So, did anyone see that, or was that just me?
Oh no, we saw it.
We need to talk to my chapter soon. And the zombie did not start like, well, the creature didn't start like screaming in pain. It wasn't like, oh hey guys, I'm still alive, and then CJ
Nope.
just marked her again.
And yeah, she came back and she's like, "But why are you in my house?" And then you shot her in the face. No, she was completely dead. Nix and I believe Casper, I think you checked her to see if she was still alive too. I think you both did a medicine check. You helped her out. You would have known that she was dead.
So looking at these crystals, does Byron know what they are? Just as I don't want to say. I say somebody who has kind of been in dark alleys.
Yeah, so I don't know what roll for drugs would be.
Investigation?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna give it to you with advantage. No, it's not gonna be survival. I guess.
How about sleight of hand?
How about,
No, because that's stealing.
I know.
Let's do an intelligence check with advantage.
Okay.
I have a follow-up question after this.
15.
You 100% know that this is Verras blood. This is a drug that has been in the city for probably 4 years. 3-4 years.
So
is that
for
the one that we shoved up our butts in the pre-campaign campaign?
so you have you can't just lead with that.
Yeah, you say-
have to tell the viewers what's going on.
Nope. We don't say a word.
She can say.
I
That's always
distinctly
so.
remember that happening.
So when Byron sees this, his immediate reaction is one of the things. He kind of closes the sack and says, "Okay, no one touched those. That's dangerous." The other thing is I know that we're on our way to see your group. We're not going to tell them about this because this is some underworld type stuff, and that will get us in trouble. So, we're happy to go see these people. You can tell them about the zombie thing, but Casper, I need your word. We're not going to talk about the drugs. These need to not see the light of day.
Are you a narc?
We all know that Soar is.
Narc.
Hey,
You established this for your character. We didn't put that on you.
Someone needs to know. Someone needs to know about all of this. We need to tell the city guard at least, or else we're going to have another day in jail when they walk in on us not telling them while we're standing around the scene.
you see Sora immediately prestidigitating every single step that we took inside this house.
I mean,
Sure.
someone needs to know about it, but like, why can't that someone be us?
Just write a note and send it
we're-
to a random person.
Well-
Group of like rag tags. Maybe we can solve this mystery without involving the guards. I don't know.
Well-
Nick is not a part of this conversation, by the way. I'll see myself out. I'll just.
While this is happening, so can we say it's canon that this is a smart dog at this point, right? Considering she covered her own eyes when her owner like exploded and stuff like that. So this is
Mhm.
canon. So potentially, could I try to see if she could presumably, do they have magical detection dogs like they have bomb detection dogs in Donver's Hold? Like, could
So-
she maybe like take a whiff and like see if there's any other things that smell like this in the house? This like
If-
necromancy smell.
If you wanted to have a downtime event where you're teaching this dog to sniff out magic, we could 100% do that. But
Yes,
dogs
I
are
do
not
so bad.
innately magic sniffing.
I'm gonna pocket that for later.
We could
Justin,
literally
you
have
will.
Lilo be a
If the
like a
dog
drug sniffing
survives.
dog.
Oh, we're gonna train her to be our pet rogue, okay?
Yes. Yes, 1,000%. I'm into this.
Byron looks somewhat defeated as his
I'm
role is
gonna-
getting taken.
I'm gonna canonically say that Nyx is going to hear the sound of the firebolt and perhaps re-enter the room at that point.
What was that? Why?
my God.
Why are they shooting off magic?
No, it's fine. I don't know. I don't know. Don't move.
I
I'm
don't.
gonna get it
I-
done.
Just lock the
Okay.
door.
Yeah. I'll thaumaturge you the front door to the house too. Oh wait, I can't because someone mauled it into 1,000 pieces. Never
Neighbor-
mind.
a neighbor walks by and
Called
is like, everything okay?
Byron shifts into the wife as a
Oh.
non-dead version. Just says, "Everything's fine, thank you."
Oh, okay, Shula. Just something happened to your door. I just making sure you're all right.
Repairing
And
it.
silent image.
Hey, Carmax.
What?
That's you,
Carmax is in the
Justin.
back
That's
room.
you talking to you.
Yeah, Carmax is still just petrified. Like he's just like, hey, Carmax, and just walks away.
I'm just gonna wave to the neighbor politely.
Yeah.
Sure, Mom.
Byron drops form and says, "We got to get the hell out of here, honestly."
What was that firebolt about?
Came back to life.
That thing came back to life.
Well, as
It
a
was
zombie.
dead.
Yeah,
It was dead.
it is
Okay,
dead.
would I know? Okay, using my necromancy knowledge, is it common that we would see a creature come back to life like 10 plus minutes after?
Give me either whatever's better for you, a medicine or arcana check. And it's going to be with advantage because of how much information you have about this kind of stuff from previous lives.
While she's rolling that, can I roll to see if there's anything else in the house that's like in disarray from like her possibly fighting back or like any other like so far
Sure.
we just looked at like the dead body and the crystals and stuff.
Sure. Give me a perception or investigation. And while you're doing that, Lisa, tell me what you're doing. What you got?
16.
You got a 16. This to you would be different. You're used to Alakazam, poof, back to life. You're not aware of like a time lapse zombification.
Okay, and can I determine that it is in fact a time lapse zombification and not this dude was hanging out outside of the window and just cast it through the glass or something?
Yeah, give me an arcana for that. What'd you roll for before?
I rolled Arcana.
Oh, that you would know that you nothing happened that you are aware of that created this this zombie.
Okay, so I'm definitely okay. So this is some kind of time lapse zombification. I'm taking notes.
Well,
in
there
her little
was
notebook. She's just kind of like flipping open the first blank page and is writing down her findings in Gorbox's old book.
Oh my gosh, please
The-
tell me she owns goggles and a lab coat. Like steampunky goggles.
Not yet,
you-
I don't. Right now, I think I have a spiky collar that I stole off of that zombie knoll. So if that's steampunk, then sure. More punk than steampunk, I think.
you find a set of very cheap steampunky goggles that have no effect at all other than to help you look cool. They're flavor.
All right, I put them on top of my head so that my friend Grant can stop asking me when I'm gonna get a hat for my character.
There's also a hat.
Great. Everybody gets hats. He's so mad none of us have hats.
It looks like Mary Poppins' hat, though.
Oh god.
So it's highly stylish. Got
Uh-huh.
it.
It really
will-
completes your attire.
I'd like to communicate my findings with the group as far as this is some kind of unique spell that I've never seen before.
And Clem's investigation would have found nothing because with my bonus, I got a whopping 5.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, you
too
find
distracted by the dog.
yeah, you find a couple of ants that the dog was trying to eat.
Oh, she's so cute.
There is the case of the drugs, though. The drugs had the same magical energy as the corpse did. Necromancy, obviously.
Yep.
And we found drugs.
Can I inspect the drugs?
Is that code?
You can look at them, just
Not in this
please
case.
do
No
not
touching.
touch them.
Oh.
Is touching them when
If you make
activate them?
yes, you will get incredibly high, incredibly fast, and then they become very detrimental to your lifespan and your ability to stay upright and conscious. It's very rough on the body.
I do remember that.
I had a lot of friends that I lost to this. Good coworkers that just got into this stuff and then couldn't get off of it.
Casper, you want to try one?
No.
Okay.
Nix is gonna lean kind of close to Byron and kind of like squint at his face. Did any of them come back as zombies?
Not that I'm aware of, but I haven't hung out with a lot of them after they passed.
Okay, I want to inspect Shula's body and see if there's any indication of Varas blood in her stomach.
Byron is going to kind of look around and say, all right, guys, I'm going to step outside because we've been here too long. And
I
I'm
know
just...
we've been here a long time, but I'm having fun inspecting the
Oh, no,
corpse.
it's not about that. It's more about I'm worried about the bronze maul showing up. And so Byron's going to step out and just be a distance away.
Ooh.
I agree, Byron. They need to know, regardless.
Well, we're going
should
there
be the
later.
ones to tell them.
We can tell them of this. I just don't want to be found in the house with it.
Sure.
Anyway, you guys finish up. Take your time. I'm going to step outside so I'm not held responsible.
So
Are you taking
Byron,
the drugs with you? Is that going?
You're holding them.
Okay.
I just said
So
don't touch them.
Byron leaves. Anybody else who wants to leaves. Nix, give me a intelligence or investigation roll.
Yeah, Nix is kind of like, 23. She's
Okay.
kind of flickering between like, oh yeah, we really should get out of here, but like her curiosity, like this burning, like kind of that mad scientist vibe of just like, but I need to know the answer, is compelling her to stay behind. She just goes, yes, I'll be there, but I can't.
So you would be able to put 2 and 2 together. You found a razor blade and a bag of drugs. This was probably snorted.
Okay. But you said that her lungs were different shapes. Can I just cut into her lungs and see if I find...
Sure.
Nix is gonna whip out a dagger and just really quickly make incisions in the 2 lungs to see if she can find any kind of remnants of...
as you do.
Bright red.
Casper is going to be watching this intently.
Okay. So you go over there and you remember that someone lit this corpse on fire and everything
Or walks
is a hot
outside.
mess.
I mean, but was her body decimated? The lungs are like contained. It could have been scorched on the outside of the lung, but
He said,
maybe the inside is
I'm
still-
melting her. Something along the lines of I'm melting her. Here's the thing. I'll give you a 50-50 chance, right? 1 through 11, the lungs, there's nothing that you can see there. 11 through 20, it'll be a different conversation.
Am I rolling?
D20.
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 Oh, just a straight up. Okay.
It's a flip. You can roll a 1d2 for all I care.
Yeah, we're just gonna do it. Ha 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 ha! That is a 3. This is a burnt ass score.
Yeah. So you're not
Whoops.
quite sure, but when he
Whoops.
cast all this fire, it's like you're not supposed to put fire to internal organs, and they just kind of all singe together.
Eh.
Okay. She's almost. behaving a little bit like obsessively, like still kind of like poking around in it, getting a little bit lost in her research and not necessarily realizing how much time is passing.
Clem is in there and is just gonna like put an arm around her shoulder and try to just like usher her out and be like, look, we have this new friend here with us, referencing the dog, and be like, have you met her yet?
No, right.
And then kind of like try and use that to like distract her out of the house.
It would snap her out of it, and she would kind of like jolt. As soon as you put your arm around her, she would kind of jolt and just go, don't touch me. Oh, right, the dog. Oh, God, Carmax.
He's
Right,
still in the other room, cowering in the corner. Not quite catatonic, but he is worse for wear.
I think Byron's right. I think that well, I don't think I'm going to learn anything more off of this body, but maybe there's still something in these notes. Either way, now's not the place for this, right? Place nor time.
Okay.
Correct.
So that I can understand, you're leaving Carmax there and you're taking the dog.
I mean, Carmax can come with us, like, if he wants.
I guess we should just at least drag him out of the house.
Yeah, if he's in shock, we can grab him to at least help him out.
But we are taking the dog.
I mean, the other thing too is like, we have no incriminating evidence against Carmax, so we could be like, hey, you're probably going to be the #1 suspect. Probably want to get out of town. Because you have to do that, you can't take care of this dog. So we'll hold on to the dog. Tieflings touch it that way.
Are you threatening me? I mean, I just...
Oh, no, not at all. I just know how this stuff works.
Give me persuasion.
18.
He looks at you and he goes, you do seem like you know what you're doing. Will you bring Lilo to me, the Tiefling Touch, later?
If we deem it safe for Lilo to be with you, yes.
Okay, and he turns and walks away.
My chapter offers therapy for free, so I suggest you go there.
Of course they do.
Okay. But is it Tuesdays?
From 8 to 10, yes.
That's the publicly held session, but I'm sure they'll make an exception in your case.
Okay, I'll be there every Tuesday at twitch.tv/DM Saving Throw. Okay, so you guys have a dog in tow, and what are you gonna do?
As you guys come out of the house, Byron just looks and says, "What the hell are you guys doing with the dog? We're going to a place where undead ravage the living, and you want to bring a defenseless animal? Send the dog home with the man who needs therapy. He had to have something to hug and hold. What is wrong with you people?"
The Tiefling's touch, there's plenty of things to hug and grab and hold there.
Yeah, I just...
Clem is going to stare Byron down.
No, hey.
She's like, listen, she's a smart dog. She'll be fine.
If she dies, I'm not consoling you.
She's gonna hold our hand. Deal.
Is there a druid around here?
Need you. She's got free therapy at the Heralds of the...
Every Tuesday.
We have a necromancer here, okay? We have gone from having a regular dog to an undead dog. That's fine. We've still got a dog.
Byron turns to Nyx and says, "You're not wasting your spells on that dog to keep her alive."
Clem stands behind him and is like making like mouthing like, "Yes, you are," at her behind Byron's back.
Byron says, "It's fine. I'll let you all die." He'll just start walking towards. Where are we going, Casper? Lead on.
We need to be the ones to tell the Bronze Maw about this. We were seen at the house. If we leave and don't tell anyone, they'll think it was us again.
That's fine. We have a meeting with them this afternoon. Let's see your faction. do what we need to do there, and it's on the way to them. We'll go see them.
We could also tell the neighbor that walked by. Just saying. And they could report it for us.
We could silence the neighbor who walked by, and then no one would know that we were at the house, and no.
What? Nix. Come on.
What?
Surely you were raised.
Am I wrong? That was definitively out of character, by the way. Don't put that
Are we
back
sure?
on me later.
Are we absolutely sure? Because that's something Lisa would also say. Or Nix would
Yeah.
also say.
No, Nyx isn't that evil. She's not that bad.
Okay.
All right,
So
we
what are you
got
guys
plus
doing
one
here?
dog. Boo boo doo boo boo boo. Side quest accomplished. Got a plus dog. All right, on
Woo!
to
No
hand
gold.
Putting that
quest.
in my inventory.
I think
You're putting dog in inventory.
Yep.
One dog.
This is bag. Dog bag. Whoosh.
So
Oh, no, there's no air in
oh,
that.
she's a purse dog. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't have to even customize it. There's a sled dog.
Perfect.
the Herald of Dawn is on the way to the Bronze Maw, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
So, do we need to be shown the way, or is it just like a
I-
big
I as-
old
I
church?
assume Casper's leading.
Yes. It's a bit like a church compound.
Compound.
Barracks.
Correct.
Correct.
As we're walking over, I'm going to catch up to Byron and sling my arm around him with the dog in the other hand and just be like, "You know you love me."
Is this your metal arm? Oh. It's quite heavy. As
Before I let go, I'll like pinch his cheek with my fingers.
Byron
You-
will whistle for Athena to have her come to his hand, and he'll stow her in his cloak.
You as you're walking, you see the Herald of Dawn facility, church, playground, compound, one of those things. But you see it before you. It is a modest-sized chapel. There are overgrown trees pretty much everywhere. This place has seen better days. To the left of the opening, there is an area where it looks like people practice archery, swordsmanship. Basically, this is where they train to kick ass and take names. There are two pretty large wooden doors, and when they're closed, you see the symbol of the Heralds of Dawn. So you see the waterfall into the pool, and then you see fire around the outside of it. And that's what you see. Go ahead.
Just without having like extensively talked to Casper about this, what do we know just from living in Donver's Hold about the Heralds of Dawn? I mean, ask for myself, but if anyone else also wants to know what they
Yeah, same.
just generally
Bless you, Lisa.
already know about them.
Thank you.
Yes, bless you.
So give me some history checks, or if you want, if you decide you want to talk to Casper about it, he can tell you anything that you want to know.
I mean, I will eventually, but I just want to know what I know, like before that, just from living in the area. I mean, yeah.
Byron rolled a
Oh
20.
I'm gonna 7.
So you really like this dog. You have no idea what's happening
I
right
have-
now.
Any advantage, like from knowing Casper pre-campaign, since they, from our backstory, came and had like their armor and stuff done in my
Technically,
forge?
she does work with the Heralds of Dawn's armor and swords and whatnot.
But with a 7,
So.
she's never
Yeah.
paid attention at all. She's always like, I can't wait to bang out some swords.
That's very not
But
fun, but
with a 20, you would know that this is a militant sect of the Church of Eldath. So Eldath is a goddess who is very keep the peace. But this is her oh shit, something's about to go down group.
Okay.
The Herald of
so-
the Dawn is full of like her beefy. We're gonna forcibly go out there and do the word of Eldath kind of crew.
yeah, kind of like keeping the peace through force in a way, making sure there's peace, and you don't have to say if there's peace or not. So,
And you don't
but
get to decide if there's peace or not,
yeah,
because Heralds of the Dawn will ensure.
yeah, and so yeah, militant is a really good word for it. And Byron might also know that it's controversial on whether or not it's accepted by the main church to be like an arm of the religion.
Yep. So, any other questions before I monologue?
I do
No.
I do question whether or not like as we're approaching with Byron knowing what he does, I would kind of whisper into Casper and say, "Are we sure that she's gonna be safe here?" Like, I'll be honest with you, of those that I've met, you're probably like the most laid back, and that's saying something considering you're not laid back. I just worry for her sake. I mean, she literally may not have a beating heart.
I will vouch for her. If that's not enough, then no harm will befall anyone. We may simply leave.
Okay, if we can leave, I will hang back just a little bit and say, hey, Nix, just for safety's sake, you might want to put your bronze maul medallion out, just in case. I don't know. Just kind of playing both sides here.
Okay.
Okay, I'll hang it next to my symbol of
Serenry.
Thank you. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, yeah. She just wears that openly on her belt, so she would kind of attach the bronze maul symbol next to it and probably not overthink why.
Okay.
So,
Monologue.
Casper, you step onto the property, and as you take a step forward, you find yourself in an opening of a forest. There is warmth in the air in contrast to the cooler air that was outside the Heralds of the Dawn's headquarters. You see these giant trees with immensely thick bases and large flat leaves, giving shade to the pool of water being filled by a waterfall. The pond is filled with water lilies and lotuses, and pond doesn't give value to the size of this body of water that's before you. You can smell the sense of a forest. There is the damp muskiness of earth. You smell the trees that are all around you. You can hear birds chirping in the background. And as you look, you see a raccoon. And as the raccoon dips behind a beautiful blue bush with long, thin leaves and emerald green berries, a deer takes its place. And as that moves behind an impossibly large tree, it's replaced with a bear. Without moving, you find yourself in front of the bear. There's a sense of calm about this creature that you wouldn't find being this close to a normal wild creature. And the bear looks you directly in the eyes and says, "Casper, my child, your spirit has been called to help the gods. How do you answer this call? Are you..."
What would you have me do?
I would ask that you facilitate things as you already do.
I'm not
But
a good facilitator.
The bear
People
looks
don't
at you
listen
and
to me.
shakes his head, and he goes, the bear goes, "Let me rephrase. I need you to do what you currently do, except for maybe with a little more fervor."
Okay.
I think it's a license to kill, is what I'm hearing.
The bear looks at you and says, I need you to understand that I wasn't always who I am now. I wasn't even always what you know of me in the Heralds of the Dawn. But I need you to bring this group together. The fight that you are now in, whether you understand it or not, is greater than you can imagine. You fight for the very being that is Pernalt.
Okay. He is going to drop down on one knee, kneeling, arm crossed, forearm crossed over the knee, head bowed. Classic knight pose. I will do that.
The bear
Hesitation.
The bear gives you a human-toothed grin and looks at you and says, I knew you would, before turning into the true form of Eldath. And you're back in front of the church.
Okay. Am I standing or kneeling?
You never even finished the step that you were taking.
Okay. Casper stumbles and then drops, he falls, but he catches himself. Halfway down, breathes heavily.
Byron leads in. You didn't touch the Varas blood, right? I just double check.
No. I have a drug that is much stronger than that.
If you say faith, I will puke.
That is my favorite part of this whole episode.
We say friendship. Is it our newfound friendship?
I might even puke harder at that.
The
This
love
dog.
and trust of my comrades.
The lady of my faith is what he actually says canonically. And then he gets up.
Okay.
Oh,
Clem was just gonna say, too late. I already know it's our friendship. It's fine.
Oh my god, is it Lilo? Keeps us all
I don't know.
together.
No,
That's up to you guys.
No seems to be the answer to that one.
All right.
Byron will
All right,
push
so you
open
just
the
have this
door
vision.
and hold it for the rest of you to enter.
Okay. You guys enter into a long-ish room. Typical church stuff in here. You have pews on the left and the right. There is an ornate carpet going down the middle of the floor. It shows a waterfall. And at the end, up by where the pulpit would be, it pulls out into what appears to be a depiction of a large lake or pond. In the room, there are 3 people that you would know, Casper. There is Tom Basker, Father, I can't pronounce his last name, Usrisi, and Garrick Dars. We're going to call him Father Us for right now.
Tom Basker, Father Urisi, Eric Dars.
Garrick, Garrick.
Garrett,
Yes.
Garrick. Alrighty. And do they look like a bunch of nerds or what?
Are they? Are they just gathered there? Or are they doing something?
They are. They're standing around talking to each other as you walk in. And as you walk in, they turn and look at you. And Father Asrisi looks at you and he goes, "Oh, Casper,
Well,
where have you been?"
a personal sabbatical, but it got complicated. I have a lot of news, and most of it is not good. It has to do with the undead attack against the city yesterday.
They all start looking back and forth to each other. And as you guys get closer, you can see that Garrick is a Weasley-looking man. He's got a thin scar that just runs essentially from the top of his scalp all the way down to his chest. Father Azrisi, he's a tall, hulking man. He's got a big, bushy mustache, and like very kind eyes. And then Tom Basker is a normal man, a normal-sized man, and he doesn't really have any defining features to him. His face is a little splotchy, but he's got a top knot. That's his defining feature.
Love it. Top knot.
Is
Easy.
he like a cutie with a top knot?
All right, we're going back to
Asking
the
the real
D20.
questions.
Give me a D20 roll.
Really? Let's see.
Yep. High is yes. Low is no.
17!
He's pretty sweet looking.
He's a
All
hottie.
right, that's
Yeah.
my boy, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Good for you,
He cuts an impressive figure. It looks like he's maybe chiseled out of marble.
Well, now I gotta replace my notes where I just put normal dude, parentheses,
Hey, I mean,
top knot
Worth
and
it.
a hottie. Got it.
we're letting the dice tell the tale here.
And then Garrick Dars, should I just is he just a normal dude?
Garrick Dars is a Weasley-looking man with a thin scar on his face, and
Ethan.
father is tall, hulking man with a big bushy mustache and kind eyes.
You only have one scar?
One scar, one single scar that goes from here down to below his shirt.
Next immediately sees him in her eyes, like squinted. She zooms in and just goes, "Not our guy."
Well, I don't know. You said you couldn't read earlier. Can you count?
Probably not. We don't know yet.
Animosity in this room.
So you guys were saying something about zombies, and I so rudely just started describing shit.
Yes. Well, yeah, I had said that I had news specifically about the zombie attack from yesterday. So.
And there's a knowing look between them, and he goes, I was afraid of this. Tell me everything. And they
Okay.
take you into a back room where they lay out cheese and some older bread, some sausages that you guys make in the building, and they pour some beer that they also make here for you guys, and you guys regale them with your tale.
So I'm presuming that the father is wearing some sort of priest robes. Are Tom and Garrick wearing any sort of like uniform? Either they're like dressed like Casper, like they're on the same level as him, or like is there anything to signify their place in this sect?
They are all wearing the same types of stuff that Casper is. Casper, if you want to dive in there, if you have any more information about how they are set up, otherwise,
Sure.
I
Yeah.
can go into
So
it.
Father Urusai, sorry, I should have clarified. Urusai is what I meant for it to say.
Okay.
That might not be how it's called, but I don't know. So he is a very large dude. He probably wouldn't be in his like. I don't think any of them would be in their like battle regalia at this point. But you can see that he has on at least, chainmail or breastplate. Even though his title is father, he still seems to be very combat oriented. Tom Basker is probably pretty similar to Casper in that he has the longsword shield, probably wearing the same armor that Casper is. You would be familiar with working on their armor like this. So you guys probably wouldn't be able to understand. It'd be similar to a military ranking system with their emblems and whatnot. So if you guys have martial training, you might be able to figure that out. Otherwise, maybe not. But
And lots of cute little fancy X's decorating their armor suspiciously.
yeah. And so Garrick seems to be. It seems to go from bottom to top. Tom, and then Garrick, the more wiry, thin and Weasley guy, and then the father in terms of rank.
Okay, but where does Casper fit in this ranking system?
The same as Tom, which is the bottom.
Like a little newbie cadet style.
Private.
As if I know anything about military positions.
Also known as an S1.
All right.
Or E1.
So we sit around a table and enjoy some snackies and fill them in on.
Old bread.
I mean,
Also,
Nix does not enjoy any snackies.
Father, this is a group that I happened upon, but were instrumental in everything that has happened so far. So they deserve frankly, as much respect as I have with you.
He looks at you, and he looks concerned, and he goes, "It appears that we are getting closer to the prophecy." And he looks at the rest of the guys from your church, and he goes, "Get the book." And Tom runs out of the room and comes back with a big book, and it's got dust on it. He goes like, blows the dust off the top, and what you see is you see a hold on, where did I put it here in my notes? Here we go. You see a ring of fire, and in front of it is crossed crooks, sorry, like a shepherd's crook. And he looks at you, Casper, and he says, "We were not always the heralds of the dawn. In a time long ago, we were known as the Quiet Ones. Uh-oh. I made somebody giggle. So he looks at you as, we were here to stop the Great Wars. War happens randomly, but we are here to stop the conflict between the two great entities out there. Every 1,500 to 3,000 years, there is a great battle, and it seems that we're headed towards that now." He looks at all of you to see if you're still paying attention, and he goes, "We're seeing the rise of a new enemy. Previously, it was orcs that we vanquished from this land." And he looks at you, Casper, and he goes, no offense meant, but
I understand.
there was a time when orcs just came from nowhere and were ravaging the land, and this year it appears that the zombies are getting worse. We thought this was happening 3 years ago, and it's why we sponsor the Zombie Bash every year. It's why we sent you to the Zombie Bash, to make sure that if there was something like this happening, you would bring us back the information that we needed. The second thing that we've seen is creatures from another world. There was, a few weeks ago, near Element Meadery, near the docks, there is talk of an owlfolk that exploded out of space from another realm and fled into the night, and it was a purple vortex that showed another world.
Wait a second. That's not.
Jasper's face is just like, I got no idea.
Wait.
what's going on, but I'm
You're the
listening
element.
anyway.
You're the element meadery? Wait, where was that Alfolk? Tell me more about that. He would interrupt him.
I don't know much. It's just rumors. The creature, the Alfolk. Well, you're an Alfolk, but did you come from another dimension?
He would kind of shrug off that question and say, "This Alfolk was hearing plate mail and had a feather on his head, on his helmet."
And he looks over at Garrick, and Garrick just nods.
And then Sorba kind of like take a moment to reflect to himself. And that's Talon, element meadery. Okay.
Byron is frosting his beer with prestidigitation.
Lisa's taking notes. Nyx is also canonically taking notes in her phone. She said, "Sorry, that's Talon? Is that Tal? Oh, it's fine. Who's Talon?"
He's my brother. We got separated.
So, if you guys are the protectors of an oncoming prophecy that is an apocalypse, what is it that you're doing at this point? Like, what is the defense strategy? To identify when it is coming, or...?
He goes, "You guys got ahead of me. I haven't told you the third part of the prophecy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Sorry,
Some
you guys were
respect,
being
please.
rude to an old man monologuing."
Well, someone
It's okay.
Three.
Sassy.
You probably always talk like this.
3. The unearthing of a dragon. Now, these are the 3 things. So now, questions.
Yes, what do you mean by the unearthing of a dragon?
Well, no, you had other questions first. Let's go back to the rude questions.
No, please, now that's my question. Unearthing of a dragon? What kind of dragon? Do we know the color? Do we know the size?
And he holds up the book, and it just says unearthing of a dragon. He's like, this is what I know. It's what I'm reading to you.
I reach out to grab the book. Does he let me take the book?
I was trying to go all night without rolling.
Oh, let me take the book.
Roll a dexterity against his dexterity.
I will say
I'm going to let you know before you roll, just so you don't think I'm cheating. I rolled a 22.
I rolled a 9.
So you go, and he
I'm gonna try to like forcibly grab it. If he like snatches it back, she's gonna like dejectedly drop her hands and go back to taking notes. It's fine.
He pulls it back, and in all of his infinite wisdom, he sticks his tongue out at you and closes the book and puts it under his arm.
Jasper looks so embarrassed.
She looks
Like, oh,
downright
God.
insulted and looks to Casper to see if it's like, this is how you fucking manage your business around here. And then realizing he looks embarrassed, she's kind of like, okay, just this guy. Got it.
Oh God.
So,
Question.
back.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say back to me being rude. I was just trying to figure out what the plan of action was that you guys were anticipating.
Well, now we go and discover who's behind this. Look, I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying to figure out where to start.
Can I read the book while you're discussing and answering questions?
You're asking politely, so I'll hold the book back here, and yes, here you go. And he slides it in front of you.
Oh, Nyx immediately bolts up and runs over Byron's shoulder and is reading over his shoulder. She goes, turn the page.
Patience.
Wait.
Patience.
Super fast. Turn page. Okay, turn page. No,
Wait, and he pulls out white gloves for you to put on.
Yeah.
This is a relic, people. Come on.
But as you guys are reading about this, you're reading about the history of the Quiet Ones, and Casper, you would know that the Quiet One is one of Eldath's names, And as you guys are looking through this, you see how the Quiet Ones have been part of multiple thwarting of this types of events. So they've seen multiple versions of these types of event happening, where there is a new enemy, there are people who are coming from another world, and then there's the unearthing of the dragon. That seems to be a constant thing, though. So the reason why he can't be like it's exactly this color, there have been multiple colored dragons that have come.
And so we've stopped them every time.
So far, yes.
What's different about this time?
It's the newest one.
Well,
What did it taken to stop them in the past?
He looks at you and he goes, a whole lot of this. He makes a fist and he punches his other hand.
That
Yes.
is a terribly
A lot of
disappointing
this.
answer.
Byron.
He's oldish.
Byron stands up and he says, "You seem trustworthy and somewhat accepting of this gift. So I was instructed to bring something to you upon, I don't know, impact of reward, whatever you might seem fit." And Byron will reach into the front of his pants and then pull out a jar with a moving hand inside of it. And he'll slide this across and say, "So, I'm not sure what I was supposed to receive in exchange for this, but I was instructed to bring it to you."
So Nyx, give me a when you get a necromancy, give me an Arcana check.
Okay. I didn't want to interrupt, but I was like, oh, I want to know what that's a jar. I got a non-nat 20.
Okay, so this to you would also be something that you are not used to seeing. This has clearly been on Byron's person for a very long time, and you're not familiar with just a single hand like this that has been separated from the rest of its body, still being able to move around. Like, it is still moving around in the glass. It's like attacking the glass. And this would be something that you are not used to. Like, this seems extreme.
Is this similar to the beating heart that we saw, where it's like an individual piece of a zombie, but it still seems to be alive?
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. She's shoved whatever food is aside on the table and is kind of like leaning partially on the table to get a closer look at the hand without touching it, and is just full like nerding out. She's like, amazing. Why is it still moving? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Byron, how long have you had this for?
A bit.
It's over 12 hours. You've had it for like 14 or 15 hours.
I'm not sure. 14, 15 days? I'm not 100% positive.
It hasn't been moving that entire time?
Since I received
Was
it.
it moving when you found it? Did you put it in the jar? What's in the jar?
A hand.
What's in the jar?
Is there fluid in it? Is it just the hand on its own, or is it like in some kind of embalming fluid?
No, it is just, it is, think of the hand from Adam's Family. Like, it is a hand in a jar, and it's moving around and attacking the glass, trying to get out. All by itself.
It's incredible.
Sword?
Can I keep it?
No.
Why not?
Oh. And Sword, were you trying to say something?
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're good.
Okay. He says, you may not keep it, but you may help me take it apart.
I would love nothing more. Right now? She goes to reach her hand out to open the jar.
In a little bit. First, payment. And he walks over to where they keep their weapons. And Clem, you would see something that you are familiar with.
Oh, Clem perks up when they walk towards the weapons.
You see a little X on the handle of a +1 rapier.
Ooh.
And he hands it over to Byron.
Byron will adjust it and kind of Thank you.
Some beautiful work right there.
It snaps into 1,000 pieces.
Don't say that.
No, it does not. You're good. It's a really well made sword.
Clem did say that's some beautiful work right there. She's
Yep.
very much patting herself on the back without saying that she made it.
Byron's gonna
Uh,
point to the axe and be like, "Are you trying to get me shot? You're giving them targets."
As you get all excited, Lilo puts his nose in your hand, looking for scritches.
I can multitask.
Sora
I've
would
been
kind
feeding
of.
her sausage. Sorry.
No, you're good. Sora would kind of walk up to the what's his name? Daddy.
Which one? Father.
Urusty.
Father. Yeah.
Yeah, father. And he would say this Alpo. Well, actually, he would go to Garrett because Garrett seemed like he know more. Where did he go? Was he taken? Was he injured? What? Tell me more. I need to know everything.
We do not know more currently, but I can tell you where the element metery is.
Yes, please. I need to know.
He draws it out on a quick piece of parchment, like showing you where you're at. You are still in the middle class area, and the element metery is near the docks.
He would thank him and then kind of walk off, looking at the map, sort of plotting a route, but knowing that he does need to get there. But there are important businesses that we need to take care of firsthand because he's probably going to be gone when he gets there.
You guys would know that you got about an hour or two left before you need to be back at the Bronze Mall.
As you walk off, Byron leans in and goes, "Did you just call him Daddy?" And that's the last place we left Tiefling's touch. Here we called them Father.
It's common practice to call the head of a sect or cult Daddy.
I mean, I know where it's often common to call someone Daddy. I'm very familiar with that. This does not seem like that place.
Okay. I am still learning the ways. I am young. I am a young Alfolk. I apologize.
Byron
Thank you, Father.
Byron will pick up a piece of bread and be like, "Would you like some?" Handed it to you, Sor.
As he walks off, he's then
Byron
Very
will
respectful. Listen.
crumble up another piece and feed it into Athena inside his coat, her cloak.
Nice. So you guys are you guys spending any more time there to watch them take apart the hand, or you gotta come back later?
Yes.
Great.
No.
Casper definitely has some things that he wants to talk
Sure.
about. With
So
them.
you see Nyx walk off into a back room that Casper, you may not have been in before. This is Father Horace's like his personal quarters. So
I don't want to go.
they walk back in there. But if you have questions before that,
Yeah. So we had some trouble with the Bronze Mall regarding this whole situation. After we destroyed the necromancer's lair in the sewers, they had arrested us, accusing us of doing the crime. Is there anything that the chapter can do for us to help with that in the future or now?
he looks at you and he says, have they called you to the meeting?
Yes, we're going there soon, I think.
And you see him run over to a desk and scribble just hey, this is, lists all your names. They're working with us. And he comes back and he says, deliver this to the alabaster torch. Sorry. Deliver this to Vultrus. He will be the one in charge of the Enchanter's Court. And that's Vultras.
Okay.
He can help sway everyone else if they need swaying.
I also need to talk with you, Father, in private, soon.
Okay. So he says, one second, Nix. It was Nix, correct? And he turns around
I
and
gave you my name, but yes.
he winks and he says, God works in mysterious ways, and takes Casper aside into a little private area. Oh, what is it, Casper?
I had a vision from Eldath.
He perks up at this. You can see his eyes widen. And he goes, tell me everything.
As I was approaching the church, I was transported, I think, at least mentally, to a waterfall with a pool, the symbol. And then I saw an animal change form many times until it settled on a bear.
I was gonna say he stops you and he says, "You spoke with the bear."
Yes.
And he opens the book that he was carrying and takes it towards the back of the book, and opens to a page, and it says, "He shall be chosen. He shall speak with Eldath in the form of a bear."
Oh no!
You're the
That's not
chosen
good for
one,
anyone.
baby.
That's not good.
Kind of happy right now to not be the chosen one.
I mean, it sounds pretty promising.
That would sum up the rest of the conversation.
I am sorry, I didn't mean to cut your RP short.
Well, saves time, I suppose. So, I mean, she told me that I needed to go more fervently. And also this group was instrumental as well.
He looks at you and nods, and he says, in the past, no one went against the evil alone. They all brought with them companions. Some friends, some enemies, all with a common goal. And he puts his arm on your shoulder and he says, I must tell you, the chosen doesn't always survive.
Figured as much. I accept that.
And he looks at you and he says, Casper, I'm proud of you. And he looks to see if you have anything else to say.
No, Casper looks a bit, he's kind of trying to take it all in. Hearing from his god directly, that's kind of a big thing. Going on a world-ending quest, that's another big thing. So he's got a lot on his plate.
He looks at you. He can see that you're taking this in, but you're a little shaken, and he goes, if it's any consolation or any comfort, take this. And he, from his neck, takes off a very ornate symbol of Eldath. It's the one that you've seen him with is the entirety of the time that you've been with him. It doesn't do anything special, but it does have special meaning to him. And he says, this has always brought me comfort in my time of need.
Thank you. That means more than you know.
He puts his hand on your shoulder, gives it a gentle squeeze, and he says, "Come on, undead girl, let's go dissect a hand."
Oh, am I part of this
And-
conversation? Have I been hearing this?
No, you're over another corner.
Okay,
and
awesome. He looks
the two-
over and Nyx is like got her fingers up against the glass, like trying to communicate with the hand with her own hand, and then just
You-
like jolts up.
You see the two of them enter into the private quarters of Father Urusai. Urusai? I'm never gonna get that right. I'll get it eventually. But as they do, everything fades to black, and everyone levels up to level 3. Yeah.
Pack
So-
time.
So, I want to thank everybody who's been with us the entire time. I think I did see that 1x Evasive was not in chat, so I need Rob, you're going to have to pick somebody, and CJ, you're going to have to pick somebody. We're going to have double inspiration next week.
Oh my
So-
god.
I have
did that,
picked
but all right.
Sigmus Tavern because he told me at 8:28 p.m. He said, "Because that boy be stylin'," and he was referring to this thing. So everybody who hasn't seen it, this is my.
Can I give up my player inspiration to remove that? not Sigma's Tavern's inspiration, just the quote.
Oh, so I'll use my inspiration I got today to keep it. So
All right, I like it.
inspiration battle.
So, Sigma's Tavern, you got some inspiration. Rob, what do you think?
Well, I gotta be honest, I didn't think I was picking another person, so I'm gonna pick Hot Breadstick, perhaps again.
Hot breadstick again.
Or calling out the quote of I'm not saying I'm not gonna turn into his dead ex-wife.
I'll find the time.
That was good.
Great
I'll find
quote.
the time.
Love it.
Awesome. So hopefully we'll see Sigma's Tavern and Hot Breadstick back here next week to probably make me curse and lose a little more hair. But we really do. We appreciate all of you. I hope you're enjoying the ride because we certainly are. And we'll see you next week.
And
Level
don't forget, if you
3!
haven't yet, check out the Discord.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll post
Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Like, subscribe, all the cheesy stuff that makes me want to puke.
We'll throw a we'll throw in our
28.
Discord back into the server before we're out.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
you guys
Love
are awesome.
you.
Toodaloo.
All right, bye-bye.
Toodaloo, have fun. Make good choices. Bye. Fades black.